Hey guys, it's JP, and today we are going to analyze the running form of Eliud Kipchoge, the fastest marathon runner in the world. I've already made a running analysis on him during the Breaking 2 project, the 2018 Berlin Marathon when he got the official world record, and even the 2019 London Marathon. However, this time, we will be doing it on his most recent run, where he became the first person ever to break 2 hours when running the marathon. In this video, I will break down different aspects of his running and uncover a little bit of what makes him the greatest marathon runner in the world. Hopefully, you will learn more about running mechanics so you can improve the way you run as well. Now let's get into this analysis. Here is a clip of him running halfway through the marathon during the Ineos 159 challenge. This was considered an unofficial record due to multiple factors, such as the 41 world-class pacemakers being the sole competitor, and much more. However, this was still an incredible accomplishment. He even exceeded the expectations of the challenge and not only completed it in under 2 hours, but crushed it with a time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. This means he ran at just under a 4:34 min per mile pace for a bit over 26 miles, which is absolutely insane. Now that we have a better understanding of the context of the race, let's first take a look at his step rate. In this clip, he presented a step rate of 186 steps per minute. This is pretty similar to the step rate seen in the previous marathon events he has participated in. Now, just because he runs at this step rate doesn't mean that this is your optimal step rate as well. Preferred step rate depends on a multitude of different factors as well, and even for world records, the average step rate varies between each event. However, what I will mention is that the research has shown that increasing step rate by 5 to 10% from your preferred step rate may reduce stress on the joints, especially at the knee, without increasing energy expenditure. This basically means that you will be able to run longer with less forces acting on the joints. The next thing we will look at is the landing. During this race, he lands mostly around the midfoot and occasionally through the rear foot. Compared to some previous races like the 2018 Berlin Marathon, he landed a little more on the forefoot. The difference is in the way he lands actually shifts the forces distributed in the legs as it hits the ground. In the case of the landing more toward the forefoot, this puts less strain on the knees, but requires more work from the calf muscle. During this event, he presents with more of a midfoot pattern which balances out forces between the knee and ankle a bit more evenly compared to a true forefoot and rear foot landing. This could also be affected by the shoes you wear, but I'll probably talk about the shoes in another video. What I tend to be more curious about is where the foot lands in relation to the body. This is because while foot strike can distribute forces differently on the leg, foot placement can affect the overall load placed on it. In this case, Eliud Kipchoge presents the foot landing close to the center of mass. This is good as this allows for the smooth transition of forces as you begin to put weight on the leg to pushing off the ground. Now, if you end up landing too far ahead of the body, this puts more stress on the joints, especially at the knee. Also, you can see that he has good foot placement based on the shin angle as it is pretty much perpendicular to the ground. What's also amazing about it is that he is so consistent with this as well. He presents with excellent foot positioning from the start to the end. Some of this can be attributed to his incredible mental discipline and focus. The next thing that we will look at is the amount of vertical bounce he has as he runs. Using these markers, you can see that there is not much of it going on. There will always be some of it present as you run due to activation of the muscles during push-off. However, you don't want too much of it. By optimizing force pushing you forward, this will increase your step length and ultimately speed. How to usually minimize this vertical bounce is driving from the hips as you push off and maintaining a decent step rate. Now, let's move up to the upper body. Initially, it looks like he is bending forward, but actually, his whole body is tilted forward. This may aid with momentum and improved hip positioning for push-off. Anyway, when you actually look at the trunk itself, it is actually upright and in line with the body. This is good as keeping an upright trunk helps stabilize the core and trunk muscles to optimize force output produced from the legs, as well as put the body in a good position for breathing. Next, we will look at the arm swing, specifically shoulder movement. As you can see, he presents with an appropriate amount of shoulder movement at this pace. I tend to look for good backward movement and the arms just coming right around that neutral position, which he has. Looking at this diagonal view, you can also appreciate how smoothly this occurs as well as how compact it is. Finally, we will look at the head, which is pretty interesting to watch. While there's going to be some side-to-side movement that occurs from weight shifting, when you look at the side view, you can see that he stabilizes it in a neutral position. And that's it for the quick analysis on Eliud Kipchoge as he ran the fastest marathon in the world. He not only has some incredible physical characteristics, but also amazing mental discipline and focus that was able to take him to where he is now. He is such an inspiration, and I'm really excited to see what he will continue to do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and were able to learn some pieces of information to help improve the way you run as well. Also, let me know what you guys think and what other kinds of videos you would like to see. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching.